Hey, how's it going, guys? It's been a minute, right? So, we're back home from the trip, and I had all these plans of possibly giving you some adventures with April in Maui. And truth be told, it just got so busy after those first couple videos to try and uh, get that kind of time to do something about adventures without having the whole family in the video. And I was there with a lot of family, and I didn't want to invade their privacy like that. So it was just best that I stayed off and didn't do any videos while I was in Maui. Besides those first, I think Mark and I both did one of the room, and then maybe some really little still shots. But we're home, and it was a wonderful time. And Mark did a lot of relaxing, and I did a lot of spending time with my other parts of my family, sometimes at the pool. And I went down to the beach once, and there was a lot of wind in Maui, and the undertow was really, really big. And gosh, I had a trouble with that one beach outing, and I said, "That's it. I'm just going to do poolside for this trip." So it was actually quite hilarious. Had my sister got video of that because she was on the beach, I guarantee I probably would have posted it because you guys would have cracked up. I just couldn't. Once I got knocked over, I couldn't get back up. I had to have my brother-in-law help me. Just cry wave after wave after wave. It was awful. I've never had that happen. So, anyways, I survived it. But I brought half the beach back with me in my bathing suit. And as Mark said, when I took a shower, I left a sandbar in there. I actually rinsed the shower, but he was joking. A sandbar, that's how much sand was in my suit. So yeah, while I was there, I always, in the past years that Mark and I have gone, we have done a lot of different exploring through the island, and we always try and come back. I try and come back, and Mark too, for that matter, with something to remember that trip by. And usually something artistic made by an artist somehow. It has to be small. Even before we moved into this house, we downsized when we moved into this house by over 1,000 square feet. And I called it our retirement house because it's not big. It's not huge by that matter, but the property is. We have a lot of back property, which you guys have seen in Mark's video. But the house itself isn't quite that big, and that's great because as we get older, I don't want to have to, clean it all the time, right? So anyway, so whenever we bring something back, I know it's got to be small, and then once we were in here, I mean, it really has to be small. But I always seem to find something, and not because I'm really looking, just because I believe it finds me. When I see it, it finds me. And I'm also always shopping for my girls at my office. They've held down the fort the whole time I've been gone, and I always like to try and bring them back a little something special. And of course, you all probably know by now we have a cat sitter for Frankie, and sometimes you'll see her tail go by me. She's on the couch right now, and we've had this cat sitter quite a while now, and she lives here at the house. And of course, Mark and I had two cats, but one of our cats passed last year, and so we still have her for the one. They're very our cats have always been very used to having people around because Mark and I keep different schedules, and so to leave them alone with a quiet house and just have someone come in and feed them, for maybe short trips it can work. And we tried that this year for the first time with Frankie, and it did work. Like a weekend away when my cat sitter, whose name is Tina, couldn't make it, and my coworker came over and did that, and Frankie was just fine. But I think for a week long trip, it just can't be done. And so I'm so grateful that she loves us and loves my animals, and now my animal, to be able to live here and spend time with my girl. And so I always look for something special for her too. That being said, Mark and I learned a long time ago, we're not going to bring an extra bag and carry it on the plane. We don't like to carry things on the plane, really. We'll take Mark's electronic backpack. He's got all his stuff in his backpack, and I have a purse that's a backpack. But when it comes to bringing luggage on the plane, we just don't do it. And so we ship everything back, if at all possible. And so this year, I shipped back from two places because the last place, of course, was a coffee place, and we could actually fit that in our bags, all the pounds of coffee we we brought back. You know, so we could fit that in our bags because it kind of lays, you know, it can be smushed, kind of like, you know, peas when you're freezing or icing your arm or your elbow or your knees or something like that, or you get a headache, you know. So that's the backstory of why I'm doing an unboxing for you guys right now. It's not so much an adventure, but it kind of is, because I am going to unbox something that I chose for myself to bring home as my little token of this trip. And I bought something for our cat sitter as part of her gift. The other parts of her gift hasn't arrived yet. And then in this box is also one of the things that I bought for one of my coworkers. And with that being said, I've got my little unboxing knife. Ta-da! I love this thing. And this year, we went, we stayed in Kaanapali, and we were very close to a place. You know, Kaanapali is like I call it a suburb of Lahaina because it's really in Lahaina, but it is a separate entity. It has, a large hotel area where a lot of hotels are there, just like ours. We're at the Kaanapali Ali, and they got the Westin and the Marriott, all sorts of things there on the ocean. And they also have a place called Whalers Village, which is, you know, if you've ever been to Maui, and if you haven't, I'll tell you about it. The Lahaina has a downtown area. It's very active with a lot of shops and a lot of touristy shops, and then there's a lot of artist type of shops there. And it's on a place called Front Street and a lot of little side streets. But Kaanapali has something called Whalers Village. Not quite as many shops, but there are some unique finds there. And so I found these at a shop that I actually shopped at before because I really love their things. The artists that make things for there, it's really cool. And I was glad they made it through the pandemic. And that's called Glass Mango Designs. So most of the things that they do are, and my husband's so sweet. You know what he just did? We have this table that actually moves up and down, and we actually eat on it in front of our TV. We have placemats on it right now, and they come with stools that push in and out. And he moved over a stool so I could drop the box down there and open it for you guys. That was so sweet. Thank you, baby. I put away my unboxing knife, so you know I've been being safe. And so anyways, Glass Mango Designs. So many of the artists who work with glass on the island do put their work here. And, you know, I just went in to show my mom and my sister because we were out shopping that day. And that's the first time my mom had actually had a chance to go out and go shopping since the pandemic hit. I've talked about my folks, you know, they're older and, you know, they just haven't been able to go out due to the nature of this pandemic and the virus. And so, you know, going to stores and things just isn't right for my mom. It's too scary to be able to try and, you know, take a chance like that, even with a mask. So, you know, all of us pitch in, you know, my brother-in-law, my sister, and even my coworkers, everybody, it's a tribe that pitches in to help for my folks. But my mom got to go out and do this. And it was really cool. She really enjoyed it. So I was really going in there at this point to show my sister and my mother this shop. And then I walked in and the thing that I got for myself was actually sitting on the counter. And you know, I didn't think it was for sale because of the nature of what it says. So I didn't want to ask to buy their display. But then I asked if there was other offerings from the artist, and she brought me to the case where there was. And I saw the one for my coworker immediately because this is her catchphrase, which when I open this, because now it's in bubble wrap, I'll let you guys know what that is. And of course I saw one immediately that I wanted to give as part of our gift to our cat sitter. And you know, I decided I actually had picked another one out of the case for me. And I couldn't stand it. I really wanted the one on the counter. So I asked, can I just buy this one on the counter? It's really what I want. And the clerk said, absolutely, we can sell that to you. And so I was very excited about that. They've really tape these up. I should get Mark's help, assistance to the side, so this video isn't 15 minutes long, to be able to try and show you these, because they're almost all the same, but they are unique in one way. And I did choose according to people's personalities, and like I say, the catchphrase. Thank you so much, Mark. He is going to help me because I'm struggling getting this open, and like I say, I don't need it to be a 10-minute opening. Well, it already is, probably because I've talked for 10 minutes, but you guys are used to me doing that by now. What I don't want is for it to take an extra 10 minutes unboxing the bubble wrap for you guys. And I'm kind of sad because these have the they have the name of the place on them, the sticker, but you know, that's just the way it goes. I'm gonna have to, oh well, you know, it kind of works out. Maybe Mark can keep it more intact than me, because you know what, I opened up first, I didn't even notice she had labeled them, and I opened up mine, the one I chose off the counter first, and that is really great. So I'm gonna show you the one that I asked them if I could buy off their counter. And so this is it. And I'm not sure. I know you guys know that if I could every time, sometimes when I'm holding my phone, I can't always do this thing where I told you my signature would be a heart to all of you. And this was on their counter, and it's made, you know, from an artist in Maui. It's made of all glass, and this one says mahalo. And you know, I'm sure all of you know that that is a very popular saying in Hawaii, just like aloha, but this one is regarding gratitude and thanks. And I even though you'd think I would give this to my cat sitter, truth be told, it was all of the colors. This was the only one that was made in these kind of the rainbow colors. And you know, Mark and I always try to keep gratitude in our hearts. And so the fact that this mahalo stands for thank you or gratitude, and it's in a heart, I just was drawn to this. And sometimes when you're drawn to something, it means something. You know, the universe speaks. I think some of you realize when Mark's name was getting pulled out for those of you in the air gunner community, when Mark's name was getting drawn out of that damn jar of Maccabees all the time, I actually wrote on there, the universe is speaking, because I just felt like it was a sign that maybe they needed to meet or something, you know? I mean, Maccabees in sobriety, Mark's in sobriety, I thought, the universe is speaking. So when this appeared on that counter, and it said mahalo in all these beautiful colors, made by a local artist, and we try to keep our hearts in gratitude, it just had to come home with me. So this is mine, and I love it. And this one is for my coworker, and hopefully we'll get to wrap this, maybe back up a little bit, huh, Mark? Yeah. But her saying at the office, because it is chaotic in an employment agency, not gonna lie, we have a lot of things that happen every day, and so she's been with me over a year now, and it just felt like she's been with us forever. You know, when you're in a small office, you got to gel, right? And she always says, her saying is namaste. You know, namaste, right? Keep tranquility in the office. And when I looked in that cupboard, and I could not believe it, and this said namaste, and it's in a beautiful, like all the hues of purple, which I absolutely love the color purple. And you know, when you buy things for people, you want to buy things that mean something to you, but possibly also could mean something to them. And the fact that this said namaste, and that it's in these beautiful hues of purple glass, I just went, oh, you know. And I had already been at a store and bought all the girls something, but sometimes when you see something that really belongs to somebody, you just got to pick it up anyways, and so I did. And for Tina, our endearing friend that we feel so blessed to know, you know, she hasn't been to Maui in a long time, and the person that, yeah, well, this is her business, but she hasn't been there in a long time, and you know, it's been a hard year for her. She's really gone through a lot of trials and tribulations, but she still comes here and helps us every time we have a trip, and you know, that is pure love, pure love. You know, so I can't tell you how much I love this girl, and how grateful we are to know her. And so one of my other favorite colors, of course black, and you guys know that, but in the world of color, is pink. And everything else that I kind of themed around Tina's gift was in these colors of pink. I don't know, one time all the things I got her were green, but this year it just pink felt right, and it says Maui on it because I wanted her to know that while I was in Maui, my heart was always so grateful that she was at my house, and I never would have to worry a bit about whatever was happening here because she had it covered. She had my back. So this one is for our cat sitter. And those are the 3 pieces of glass that I bought from this artist studio. It's a glass artist studio. And we'll have always a piece of Maui in our curio cupboard that will remind me of the family trip that we took in 2021 during the, hopefully what I'm hoping is the last possibly 6 months towards the end of the pandemic. We're all still struggling. We're all still fighting to get through the Delta variant, and we're going to make it. We're all going to we're going to make it. Hope is alive, and it all starts inside here. And so I'm sharing that with all of you, our gratitude. And, April's adventures for today to bring you a little bit of Hawaii, a little bit of Maui. You're in my thoughts and my prayers every day. And you all stay blessed. And as Mark says, peace out.